like a pow. Oh snap! Where is he? He not even at the same place. Oh, what's happening, people? What up, though? It's your boy Venom 2 million. You see what we talking about today? We talking about some crazy stuff. Real quick, I want to make a big shout out to everybody joining me tonight. You know, last night we didn't do no stream, but it's cool because we doing a stream now. We got people in here, people in the chat. What's up, everybody? For those of y'all watching and it ain't live, you know, what up, though? Sorry about the microphone, the audio thing, man. The audio is a little... Can I, first of all, be heard? Is it good? Does it sound all right? I hope it do. The audio, I ain't got my mic with me. I just straight up microphone from the computer. So, you know, this video probably, or live stream, whatever, will probably be redone again, going in a little bit more detail. But, you know, we gonna have a nice conversation talking about some stuff today, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about, y'all. You see the title of this video. You see it. Osborn. First of all, ain't nobody giving me credit, bro. Ain't nobody giving me credit. For those of y'all that's been watching me for years, you know who the first one. The first one was that said Norman Osborn, villain after Thanos. Me. You can't. These people don't know who I bees, dog. Venom 2 million. 2 million. Do you understand what that is? 2 million, bro. People don't know. First one, me. This was back in. Let me look at this. When was this video? Let me. First of all, because some people think that I just be, just be talking, just be bull, be bull spit. Nah, bro, it ain't no bull spit over here. Hold on. Let me show y'all what your boy Venom be talking about. Because Venom be on some. Venom crazy with it. Hold on. Let's transition over so y'all can see what I'm talking about. We can go to the browser real quick. Do I want y'all to see all that? No, it's fine. We gonna go to the browser. Norman Osborn, the villain. Cause now it's a thing. Everybody talking about it. Everybody. Ooh, is that within my? Oh, it is. Norman Osborn to be like, oh, it is March 28th, 2015. May 14, 2016. August. You can't mess with me, bro. Everybody now all of a sudden in 2019 talking about Norman Osborn, Dark Avengers, bro. I've been talking about this. This ain't new. You see why we subscribe? You see why you joined the 2 million movement? Because we're forward thinkers here. Let me take a sip of this Fiji water. All right. Yeah, can I get some tea? Thank you, maid. Okay, so we've been trying to figure out, right? What does this mean? How is this gonna happen? Where does this go? All right, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna just lay it out, lay it flat out on the line. We gonna go to some articles, right? Some articles that I think are really interesting. So Spider-Man Far From Home, first of all, came out. Oh, some reactions came out from it. Some reactions. People done seen the movie. They done seen the movie, and it was like, yo, the movie is good. A lot of people, they not happy about Spider-Man in the MCU because of whatever reason. But people that have seen the movie, they've been raving about the film. They've been talking about this movie is great. This movie is excellent, which is great. I mean, I love Spider-Man. If I could get a good Spider-Man movie, I'm happy, you feel me? So, people been talking about this, saying it's good, right? And then, all of a sudden, people are saying there's this after credits thing that you have to stick around. Now, I don't know what the after credits thing is, and I don't want to know until I see the film. And once I see the film, of course, we gonna talk about it. But people are saying it's a game changer. This is like different. Oh my gosh, what is it? This is what I'm thinking. So there's one of two things that could happen. Number one, game changer. We're introduced to the next villain. Norman Osborn. Duh. Number two, Venom. Venom is brought in. Don't put your thing over there. That's not a smart idea. You should move your tablet away from Venom come in. Yo, multiverse. Wait a minute. We're going to talk about Venom 2. You see the title of this video. You see the thumbnail of this video. We're going to talk about Venom 2 because that's some news as well. But there's something after the credits. What's after the credits, right? Tony Stark is gone. Dead. Spoilers. If you didn't know, you shouldn't be here watching this video. Tony Stark is dead. So now there's this space that is left within the universe, right? Now, when I made my videos talking in the past about Norman Osborn, I didn't necessarily have the foresight to think Tony Stark was going to die at that point. But nonetheless, we got this gap filled. Now, it would have been dope to have Tony Stark and Norman Osborn together, but whatever. Gap needs to be filled. New billionaire philanthropist come in, Norman Osborn. He is a villain, but he's not a villain. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's bring it back to where we currently are in terms of the world, in terms of the universe, right? So, world after the Endgame event, Tony Stark is dead, but he's a hero. People look up to Tony Stark. But I also think there's going to be a faction of people that ain't too happy about the fact that they just, disappeared in the blink of an eye for 5 years and they coming back. Some people ain't gonna be that happy about that. You feel me? And some people are gonna be thinking like, with great power comes great responsibility. And these heroes, what have they done for us aside from, destroy New York every week and have half of the population of the planet disappear? I think that is where Norman Osborn is going to come into play. I think he's going to be that savior of the universe, of the world. I think he's going to be framed under the guise of he's a hero. And I don't think he won't be a hero. I don't think he's going to be evil. And I don't think he's going to be a villain in the traditional sense of, so like Thanos was a villain, like I want to kill everyone for everyone's better, for the betterment of people. I want to kill everyone, but he's a villain because he wants to kill everyone. That's what heroes don't say. Yo, I want to kill everybody. That's not what it happens. Norman is, I think, going to take the role of, I want to protect the people of this planet. I'm putting together a team. We're going to bring S.H.I.E.L.D. back under my leadership, Norman Osborn's leadership. It's going to be called SWORD. And we're creating a team of individuals who are going to be the protectors of this planet. The whatever you want to call them, they'll be whatever. And those with powers, we invite you to join the team. But if you can't join the team, then you can't do what you do. You can't be a hero saving the day, flying around, all that. No, you're going to be a person because you are within the law and you're putting a lot of other people at risk, period, dot. Now, I think that within the Spider-Man Far From Home film, we're going to see the character of Peter Parker change. We're going to see him go from the looking up to Tony Stark, wanting to be in his shadow, and then him realizing, I can be my own person. And out of that, because I think the film is going to be really set up for people to see, like, oh, Spider-Man he's trying to take that image. He's trying to take that place of Tony Stark. And I think that when Spider-Man rejects that image, there's going to be another figure that's going to come into play, and that figure is going to be Norman Osborn. I don't think that Norman is going to, be Tony Stark. I don't think he wants to live in the shadow of Tony Stark. I think that Norman Osborn is a person with a huge ego. He ain't in the comics. He told Tony Stark was talking. He said, "Don't talk to me." It was hilarious. Tony Stark and Norman Osborn always have this back and forth because Norman is like an egotistical, psychotic man. He's a sociopath. So he doesn't have to show emotion all the time, and he doesn't recognize, nor does he care of your emotions. He told Tony, I'm gonna take over, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's very cool. So I really think of the antithesis of Tony Stark, all of the negative traits in Tony being emphasized but also suppressed, right? So we as the audience members should love Norman Osborn in the beginning. We should not think he is evil, and I don't think they'll take it that way. The reason why you do this, why do you do Norman Osborn as the villain? You do Norman as the villain because he's the antithesis of Tony Stark, who recently died, right? We just had him killed. Now you bring in this new billionaire dude, and he's a new hero, whatever, right? Number two, you just had Thanos, this person that was like, yo, I'm about to kill everybody in the universe, half the people in the universe. You got to scale it back down to like normal proportions. You know, we have to, you can't just keep getting bigger. Like, oh, we snapped out half of the population. Now we going to snap out the whole population. No, you can't. People don't care about Marvel right now, personally. Like, I don't think the general public gives a hoot about Marvel. So there's gotta be something to first bring it back. Let's bring it back to a realistic setting. Bring it back to something that we can all wrap our minds around. And I think that next evolution in storytelling is scaling it back to a human threat, but a threat that we as the audience like understand, because it's not only talking about or thwarting the heroes, but it's also asking a philosophical question, you know, and asking a question that audience members and even the general public within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, meaning the bystanders, could get behind, right? So you turn the world against the heroes with this next phase, with Norman Osborn. It's the world against the heroes. That's when the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is called a menace in the Daily Bugle. This is where you begin to continue that evolution and story, right? You don't just say, oh, he's a menace. It's like, no, like you got Tony Stark creating things where whole continents are falling out the sky, and you got robots taking over, you got aliens, you got half the population going, and you got this one man that has the money and the fun, like the power to go, enough is enough, all right? Like, you know, if you want to be a hero, that's fine, but be a hero and protect the people that you actually want to protect, and that will be Norman Osborn. He's a villain that people get behind, because he actually isn't a villain, and that's how he's approached. That's dope. Y'all feel what I'm saying? That's some interesting stuff right there. And then you couple that with him being played by a big actor. Like I talked about, you get Leonardo DiCaprio to play Norman Osborn, and people are going to come see the movie. People are going to care about the MCU. Right now, people don't care about the MCU. You got to get an actor that can pull audiences, because I don't think you're going to be pulling audiences with story alone with the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now, because people have placed superhero films in a box, and though that box does not include like storytelling, you know, people are done with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so you got to pull them back. That doesn't mean don't create amazing stories, but it means that you can create an amazing story. It's gonna take some time to rebuild that back up, because I look forward to seeing where what the next film's box office is within the Marvel Cinematic Universe outside of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man can be by himself and he can do whatever, you know, he can be by himself and people gonna go see it. But whatever that next movie is, if it's Black Widow, I really am interested in the box office for that. Somebody said Leo's not the right fit. I disagree entirely. I think you have Wolf of Wall Street. He's the villain, but he's like he's a person that we don't see that evil side of him off the bat. You introduce Norman as like the people's champ, the people's person, you know, and you make the heroes look bad, because Norman talks about protecting civilians, and if you don't want to join, if you're not signing up, if you're not registering, then you're an outlaw. And it's an actual thing that us as the audience can see. You know, why wouldn't you join and be with this coalition? Because especially with the way that the argument is framed, why wouldn't you if you don't join? Clearly you're a bad guy. You turn the whole world against the superheroes after everything that they did. And Norman Osborn is the one that does that. You're able to tell this compelling story that we've never seen before on the big screen, and also you tell this story using a character that people think they understand, but they don't know nothing about. People don't know nothing about Norman Osborn, the general public. Like you do that, and then as the story progresses, you deconstruct Norman's character and you see his faults. And Spider-Man ultimately, because Spider-Man is being set up to be the face of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he ultimately is the one that thwarts Norman Osborn's plans. And that's what leads to their rivalry. You see what I'm saying? It's this whole interlocked chain of storytelling that is so dope, and I think would be crazy. But I say Leonardo DiCaprio because he's an actor that is of great relevance and prominence, or Brad Pitt, or just somebody of an A status. You gotta get somebody A status. People say some people are thinking Matthew McConaughey. Some people are thinking I've even began hearing talk of Keanu Reeves. Yeah, but Keanu Reeves could actually work, but I don't think people aren't gonna go to the movies to see, Matthew McConaughey. And that's not I'm not downing Matthew McConaughey. I'm just speaking more in line with the caliber of actor, the popularity of actor. People go to see Leonardo DiCaprio movies. I'm just using that as an example. That's just an example. But yeah, I would, if I was in control, I would be like, yo, we getting Leonardo DiCaprio. And my thing is, the people that are in control, the people that would be the casting individuals, the company that would be like, yo, this is who we gonna cast, Sony. And Sony, boy, I tell you, Sony, they do what they want. Sony gets who they want because it's Sony. Marvel can't mess with no Sony. Let me tell you. And when I say Sony get what they want, I mean Sony gets what they want. Because, first of all, Sony Pictures, you know how many people they've employed? You know how much stake they got in this game? Sure, I mean, it was about to go a little off the box, so he's about to go off the sphere in terms of money, but nah, they good. And they got Spider-Man. Now, this is gonna bring me to the next part. This Venom part is Venom conversation, right? So way back, I remember I was in Russia, right? And I was watching, I even made a video about it. When Amy Pascal was talking about the universe, the worlds are connected. The Venom film is adjunct to Spider-Man, and all the Sony films are adjunct to Spider-Man. And people were like, "What is she talking about? She doesn't know at all. What is she talking about?" Listen, I'm on the internet, okay? I know what's going on, dude. She's the one that made the deal happen. If it weren't for her signing the papers, Spider-Man would never have been in the MCU. I think she knows what she was talking about. But everybody was like, oh, no, she didn't know what she was talking about. And then Kevin Feige, was making faces. People were like, oh, see, Kevin was even like, what is she talking about? No, that's not. Kevin's whole reaction, if he did have one on camera, was, oh, okay, so that's what we're going to do. All right. Because he's not in control of that. Sony owns the character. Sony owns Spider-Man. Sony produces the Spider-Man Homecoming film, produces the Far From Home film. That's Sony. They're writing those checks. They're the ones that have hired the actors. They're the ones that have hired the writers. They are just going under the guidance of Marvel. They're like, Marvel is like, hey, we should do this. And Sony goes, you know what? We should do that. I'm happy I thought of it. Because it's Sony. It's their character, right? So with that being said, they can do what they dang well please. And when they went into this deal, first, this is the biggest thing to me that doesn't make sense, right? People were like, no, Venom can't be a part of Spider-Man in the MCU because of legality, blah, 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 blah. Dog, hold on, bro. Sony been talking about making a Venom movie since since Spider-Man 3 came out. That was 2007. They've been talking about making a Venom movie. They've already had this planned. They planned this, and you gonna tell me Sony sat down with Marvel. They said, all right, bro, yeah, this is what we about to do. We're gonna give you Spider-Man. We're gonna make Spider-Man movies. They're gonna be connected. We're gonna do this, that, and the third. And then they left the meet, and then they went, oh snap, we making a Venom movie. No. That don't even make sense. No. The deal already had all that outlined. Sony can do whatever they want with the property. You want to know why? Because it is their property. They were saying, Marvel, you can use, yeah, but we can do what we want. Meaning, we can have Venom appear in the next Spider-Man movie. Why? Because it's our character. People looking at Amy Pascal, the person that made the deal, as if she crazy, as if she don't know what she talking about. She loony. She out the loony bin. How dare you talk about your own thing that you own? She know what she talking about. But let's bring it back to current modern day, because we got some informationes that just came out, right? Some information, You know when that information come out, it'd be interesting, because some people, they start acting like, wait a minute, what information? Things can't just change. First of all, in terms of this, things didn't change. It's been the same. The deal was always this way. It was just you had a certain interpretation of it. If I own something, I'm not gonna let this person dictate what I do with the thing that I own, because I own it. That don't even make no sense. So, bringing it back to where we are right now, what I'm about to talk about right now. Kevin Feige, bless you, Kevin Feige, good old Kevin Feige. He was talking about some Venom stuff, actually. He was asked the question. He was asked about Venom being included, or Venom being a part of a Spider-Man film, or some kind of crossover. That's what he was talking about, right? And what he said was very interesting. This is what he said. He said, it seems likely. I think, probably, yeah. It's up to Sony. Sony has both those characters and has Venom in their world. I don't know what their plans are for another Venom, or if they're doing that, but it seems likely at some point. Again, Sony has both those characters and has Venom in their world, right? It's up to Sony, because Sony has both of those characters. So he's acknowledging the fact that they have Venom in their own world that is separate to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And he's acknowledging that Sony owns Venom. So, as they own Venom and Spider-Man, they can do whatever they want. So probably it will happen. Yeah, it's probably gonna happen. It is gonna happen. We knew it was gonna happen. You've literally Sony. They're building this cinematic universe. This is something that we've already known. Just people have this idea that Spider-Man wasn't going to be a part of it. Why wouldn't? Yo, let me just point. If I had this famous franchise. And I do this deal that makes the franchise even more famous and popular, right? It just, like, whoa. And then I have something else that could connect with it. Why, on God's green earth, on whatever why in the name of haberdasheries would I decide not to have them connect? I like money. Why? Can somebody explain that? Well, let me look at the chat. Please, somebody in the chat. Make this make sense to me, because I've been trying to figure it out for the longest. People been out here talking like, no, Venom, no, it's legality. They can't have it. Legality? Sony owns the character. They own the character. I don't understand. Me, but it's fine. It's okay, because some people have the impression that Sony, they decided to make this deal with Marvel to include their property within their franchise, but not include any of the other things that they're working on, that they've been working on for a decade plus, that could connect with this part, but we're not going to include that. No, they're going to include it. You got Tom Hardy. Now they've got what's it, Jared Leto. We already got Michael. Dude, why am I forgetting people's names? You already got Batman, Michael Keaton. You already got him. You know, imagine you build this roster, like you build, because this is what they're doing. They're building this roster of characters being played by these big actors to eventually have this culmination event akin to the Avengers. But it's like the superstar, like the mighty actors Avenger film, where you have Tom Hardy, Tom Holland, Jared Leto, Michael Keaton. Why do I keep forgetting his name? Michael Keaton. If you were to get Leonardo DiCaprio to play Norman Osborn, Leonardo DiCaprio, like you built this, and then you have this culmination event. Like, are you kidding me? And then it's already being set up. Far From Home, talking about multiverse. Venom is in his own world adjacent to Spider-Man. It was something that we already knew. Of course, y'all. And it's gonna be sweet. That's gonna be dope. Yo, I was thinking about it today. Like, how could you introduce Venom? Like in the comics, you know, it's the Secret World event, or the Secret Wars event, and you know, Spider-Man goes to the machine and the goo gets on him. But if it's something like akin to that, something like that, but it's like the machine, the other universe, or Venom comes to there, something like that. I don't know, but it's dope. Or somehow this, like one of the other videos I was talking about with now, what they can do is, and someone had left a comment on one of my videos talking about it, which gave me the initial idea. But you know, you can, with this framework, with the conversation of the multiverse now and the different parallel dimensions and stuff, like now you can tell stories, and these stories not necessarily have to connect to the larger story, meaning we can have Spider-Man doing his own thing, and we can have all this. This film, this Far From Home film, the conversation with the multiverse and Mysterio being from another universe, perhaps an event within the film can like make everything culminate or mess up or discombobulate, where now Spider-Man is in the Venom universe, or Venom is now in the Spider-Man universe, or something like that. You know, there's so many different things you can do, but yes, it's gonna happen. Yes, it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be crazy, because I think about the story that you could tell with like Venom, right? Tom Hardy, right? Oh, that's dope actor. Anyway, you got Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock got the suit first. Now the suit leaves him for somebody with powers. Now Eddie Brock got this hate for Spider-Man, a hate that we can understand. And when Spider-Man rejects, the suit is like, yo, you just rejected me? What? And now there's this other hate. Now you've got this real animosity, this villainous. You see what I'm doing? You see what could possibly happen? Yo, that's money. That's fire, bro. They need to just hire me. Shoot, I'm guessing it. That's probably what they're gonna do. Shoot. How long I'm not new to the block here. This is We've been doing this, y'all. We know about it. We know about it. So, yes. And now we've got some other information. Let me bring it back, though. Because we're talking about, as right here, where we know we're talking about Venom. Amy Pascal. We were talking about Amy Pascal. Amy Pascal also was talking about Venom. She was also talking about it. And what she was saying is in this article right here that I'm going to read for the first time live. So it'll be great. Amy Pascal confirms that Tom Hardy will return for Venom 2, and she addresses the future of the Spider-Verse franchise. Now, I'll read this because some people really care about the Spider-Verse franchise. I do as well. Hold on. I do as well. I'm interested to see like what they're going to do on the television aspect of things. But anyway, we're going to read it. So, Venom wasn't a critical hit, but it clearly struck a chord. I did read this earlier. I lied. Amy Pascal was talking about the Venom sequel, and she says, I can say that Tom Hardy will be back magnificently playing that character as no one else can. And then when talking about Venom's financial success, she says it's a couple of things. One of them is that Sony did a great job creating that franchise and giving it a life and giving it its own world. Then there's Tom Hardy. When you think of Venom, you'll never be able to think of anyone but Tom Hardy sitting in that bathtub of lobsters. Okay. Pascal wouldn't commit to any updates on Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Tom Hardy's Venom crossing paths on the big screen, but noted that the most important thing is to ensure that those franchises all work individually. However, she's well aware of the interest from fans. And so when talking about them being together, she says everybody would love to see that. You never know. Someday it might happen. Of course it will happen. Come on, y'all. Come on. We know it's going to happen. And it's just a matter of time. And it's going to be so dope. I can't wait. Ooh, I can't wait. Venom, Tom Hardy. Spider-Man, Tom Holland. And then, oh my gosh, you just built this world with these characters. Morbius, oh my goodness, it's gonna be crazy. Just built the world with these crazy characters played by these dope actors, and it's gonna be nuts, y'all. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. So, what do y'all think? Let me know. Let me look at this chat. Let me look at the chat. What y'all think? What y'all think about this? People, thoughts on the lives on the Leonardo DiCaprio idea. Thoughts on what I've talked about with Norman Osborn. Let's read some of these chats right here. Stuart, my man Stuart, what up, though? What up, though? He says the Leo fan casting has super grown on me. I need it now. I don't, and y'all know I don't really do fan casting. I've said Hugh Laurie or Matthew McConaughey. I said Hugh Laurie as J. Jonah Jameson or Norman Osborn. And I've said Matthew McConaughey as Norman Osborn. And now I've changed to Leonardo DiCaprio because of the Marvel Cinematic Universe quality. And then also give Norman a film. That's one thing. So they haven't talked about a Green Goblin film because they're going to use him in the MCU. But give Norman a film. And make it. It could be a dope movie. That could be a really dope movie, especially if they take the approach of not necessarily like what Joaquin Phoenix is doing with Joker, but something like that. It could be really cool. It could be handled. It could be interesting. Somebody said John Hamm is the only person that makes sense too, because John Hamm, he reminds me of Tony Stark. He could be the Goblin. Yep, he could be the Goblin. He's got that kind of. He reminds me of Bruce Wayne too. He could be Norman. What up? Tavian is in the chat. What up, though? Tavian. Okay, what's up? He said Norman Osborn needs his cornrows. You meant cornrows, but yeah, I'm telling you, if they make Norman black, oh my god. in the comics, for those of y'all that don't know, in the comics, Norman Osborn has waves. One of the only few white people that I've ever seen to have waves, or at least be drawn like that. So that's cool. Let's see, my Osborn needs his waves. Real or what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Possibly got spoiled. Nope. Somebody said possibly got spoiled for a big moment and what the post-credit scene could involve. Do not. If anybody says anything that is spoilerific, you will be blocked. And I don't even block people. The mods, stay on it. Ronnie, you the mod. You just said it. So I know you're not going to do nothing. But my mods, stay on the chat. Even though I doubt. This has been a 2 million movement. Ain't nobody. We ain't crazy here. We ain't really crazy. Is it? LOL, if they do change the race, it better because the actor that tried out for the role was the best audition out of all the auditions. Real quick, I don't think it necessarily matters if the actor was the best actor for the role, because people are going to jump to the conclusion that it was because of race anyway. The fact that statement even has to be said shows it doesn't matter, because you're never going to sit there and go, Oh yeah, because he was the best actor. Because you weren't in the room, you don't know how the process went. So people are going to assume whatever they want to assume and jump to whatever conclusion they want to jump to. For me, I would never. That thought didn't even pop into my head. Of course, they're going to choose the best actor. They're not going to say we need a black man to play Norman Osborn for the hell of it. Like, no, they're not going to do that. They didn't even let an Asian person play the Master in Doctor Strange. Why if they just changed Norman to be black? No, they would. It would if that's all of this. I mean, yes, there are politics and everything, but they people gets on my nerves because on one hand, people understand the financial aspect of the business, right, of the industry, but on the other hand, they keep wanting to associate with an agenda, and they want to say, the agenda is for the money. Ultimately, these companies want to create quality things because quality produces money, and they know that. They don't want to make anything that's not of quality, so they want to have an actor that can play the role that they want, so if they have a certain way that they're envisioning the character, they're going to look for actors based upon how they're envisioning the character and who can best serve that role. We can't just I'm gonna do a topic on it. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a whole video on it. It will be. I'm gonna get there. Also, if they do bring in Norman, they better have Ultimate Green Goblin, one from the comics, not the shitty one with the wings. I think they should do both, but yes, I agree. Isn't that kind of the plot of Civil War though? It is, but it's on a grander scale. It's kind of continuing that storyline that was just dropped. It's on a grander scale. Doctor Doom would be a good future villain. Yeah, Doctor Doom will probably be one too. I think Doctor Doom would be a part of that team with Norman. Yep, I think Doctor Doom would be a part of that team. And that's another conversation too. Kinda Culty released a video on this. Who's Kinda Culty? I don't even know who that is. Dog, I don't. It doesn't matter who released. I've been doing it. I've been talking about this since way before any of the. Who is Kinda Culty though? I do want to see that video. I was watching my good friends. Oh, I do know Kinda Culty. Yeah, I love this channel. Oh yeah, I love this channel. I ain't seen none of their videos in a while. Last video I saw about Kinda Culty was something before Endgame came out. New Iron Man and Sinister Six and Phase 4. Oh yeah, so let me put that on my watch later because I will be watching that later. But yeah, so let's keep it scrolling. Amy Pask. Oh gosh. Ronnie always on here. Steve McQuack always on here talking about some crazy stuff. Dog. He talking about my nostrils, talking about me not being me being in a bathrobe and stuff. Cause I wear a robe. I usually wear a robe. All right, forget it. I want a less known actor as Norman. If I see Leo as Norman, I'm gonna see him as Leo, not Norman. No, you won't. No, you know that's not true. Every role you see Leonardo DiCaprio in, he is that role. Period. You did not watch Wolf of Wall Street and go, it's Leonardo DiCaprio. You went, that is the Wolf of Wall Street. I just messed up my point because I forgot the character's name. But that's Wolf of Wall Street. With Marvel looking to build their own Sinister Six, would you have Venom a part of it or have him team up with Spider-Man? Nah, you don't have Venom a part of Sinister Six. You have him at that point teaming up. Or you could have him apart, actually. You could have him apart. You could. I don't know. I actually am thinking about like that Dark Avengers team. And what if it was Venom on that? But I don't know if Venom would be integrated fully into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If they were to do that, I mean, if Sony would want that, but I don't even think Sony wants that. I don't think Sony wants. So, Sinister Six, Venom on the team, maybe. That could be cool, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Let's look. Make Osborn actually a threat. Yup. Osborn be a threat and him be like different. Again, just show him he's not evil. He's not evil until we begin to peer onto maybe once he's beaten, once he's defeated. And it has to be a reason for him being defeated. It can't just be the heroes like said, no, we not registering. It has to be something else. Something else tied to the character that makes people go, like, yo, he's a sack of shit. But once that comes out, then that's when we see the deranged side of him. Perhaps it could be something with his son, like how he treats us. I don't know. It could be something along the line. I don't know. I'll flesh that out and come back to that. But eventually, once you get there, once he's beaten, then it's that full-on sadistic, psychotic Norman Osborn, evil, and he goes for Spidey. He goes for Norman goes for Peter. That could be dope. The governor from The Walking Dead is rumored to be Norman Osborn. Yeah, I don't know about that one. I hope not. No, I'm playing. I really don't care. Whoever they cast as Norman will do a great job. You think Holland Spider-Man will get the black suit? I do think he will get the black suit. 100% do. Leonardo DiCaprio almost played Spider-Man. James Cameron Spider-Man. Remember? Yep, I do. It was a long time ago. That's actually where Sam Raimi got the ideas for the organic webbing. He said that it just was easy, and we're gonna go with that. But James Cameron was the one who first came up with the organic webbing thing. For those of y'all that don't know. Let's keep it going. Jimmy Carrey should play Harry Osborn. All right. Jim Carrey should play Jonah then. That could work. Jim Carrey as J. Jonah. I don't know. Let's keep going. Thoughts on the Spider-Man Countdown reveal. Okay. So, James Gunn is writing Spider-Man. No. J.J. Abrams is writing Spider-Man. And that's cool. I don't care. No, I mean that's it. I really got nothing else to say about that. What else? I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say about that. You better put my ice cream down. I'm pretty sure MCU Norman is gonna be the Iron Patriot before it becomes Green Goblin. Yeah, the Goblin thing won't come until later. The Goblin thing I think will be like that. We're going to see this character grow. We're gonna see a villain grow and change as we did. We didn't really see that with Thanos, but that'll be a different approach to a villain. We haven't seen that in films. Most villains are evil, one and done. Imagine seeing the person who starts off. Thank you. Wow. Who starts off as an antagonist, but actually, a not bad person. And then we see them change to that bad person. Think of like Eisenberg, Breaking Bad, but in film form. That could be really interesting. And the fact that Spider-Man is going to be the new head of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he's being set up, and this is his arch nemesis. I think that only strengthens my idea because of the fact Spider-Man is going to be the head of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Have his arch nemesis be the head villain of the universe. You see what I'm doing there? You see what I'm doing? And I also think on that team you incorporate the Mandarin. The Mandarin has to come into play. The real Mandarin has to be present. Has to get on that team with Norman Osborn. I think you continue that Marvel Cinematic Universe story. You continue it, but you also evolve. You evolve. are you okay with Norman Osborn forming the Dark Avengers? I think it would be cool. I think that's what they have to do. I think that's the next step. You don't call it the Dark Avengers. I think it's something that the audience will call it, something that the superheroes will call it, but like publicly, they'll probably be the New Avengers or something, which is crazy. Publicly, Norman could probably these are the New Avengers. You know, imagine the name of the film is the New Avengers, right? And like they announced it at San Diego Comic-Con this year. You know, we got 2022. 2023, whatever, the New Avengers coming. Everybody freaks out, thinking, "Oh my gosh!" But then, as we get closer to that time frame to when the year the film is coming out, then we find out the New Avengers is in reference to the villains of the film, but also the fact that there's a new team of Avengers that's going to fight the villains. But the villains are actually called the New Avengers. That could you see, that's something I would do. That's something Marvel probably gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Tom Holland in Spider-Verse movie should come to our universe and meet Tom Holland, the actor who plays Spider-Man. Yeah, I don't care about that. I mean, that could be cool. I don't know. What do you think the 2 post-credit scenes of Far From Home will be? Number 1, Norman Osborn. Number 2, Face the Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. Red hair, Mary Jane. Yep, those are my thoughts. But my thoughts could change. They should bring Norman as a bad guy in a Secret Invasion movie. That could be cool. Norman is kind of like Marvel version of Lex Luthor. Yeah, they were like originally the plan. So with the Amazing Spider-Man, there was a plan to get Oscorp Tower, have it incorporated in the Avengers film. Oscorp. So the Oscorp that we see in the Amazing Spider-Man, that tower was going to be in the skyline in the Avengers film, and there was going to be a connection between the Amazing Spider-Man and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So Andrew Garfield Spider-Man would have been connected to the MCU. This was back then, but things just didn't work out, and the deal never solidified. So during that time, though, Chris Cooper was going to be Norman Osborn, and the plan was to have Norman Osborn as the Lex Luthor for the universe. He was going to be against these people with powers, and I think they can still go that route, and I think they will, but it won't be as in your face. I think it'll be more like for the little guy. You know, one of the things that we could find out is like Norman he's taking people, he's found out how to extract their powers, and he's trying to collect it, you know, because that's something they probably do in these, you know, superhero film. You know, the guy is taking superheroes and taking their powers and using them. You know, it's probably what is going to happen, and why we would be like, oh no, that man is crazy and evil, get him out of here, you know, and root for the superheroes to fight against Norman. But at first, probably wouldn't be framed that way. But the original plan was for him to be like the Lex Luthor and be like, no, these people with powers gotta go. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they go that route. Still, I don't know. But that's back in the day. That's back in 2012, boy. I remember 2012. That was early Venom. Check out early Venom. Check out 2012 Venom. Oh man, look the same. Hopefully, Tom Spidey is going to be fully fleshed out and established by the end of his run. Oh yeah, I think you know how long was Harry Potter was 8 movies and was a decade. Spider-Man is probably going to be 12 movies and 2 decades. So yeah, we're gonna see Tom Holland as Spider-Man probably till he's 40. I mean, he's like 22 now, 23 now. So, yeah, it's gonna be a minute. Maybe General Ross is also involved too. Yeah, General Ross definitely will be involved. He'd probably be the Red Hawk, you know, right there with Norman. General Ross and Norman Osborn probably go play golf every month. You know, like that's probably they probably like buds. You know, there's so much. It's so much, dog. So much. I I don't like the idea of his son being signed on when he doesn't have any prior comic writing experience, especially when working with someone like Spider-Man. Hopefully he proves me wrong. You're talking about the J.J. Abrams. I mean, maybe. I don't really care because famous person and son writing, great. Let's read the content. What's the story gonna be? Which story you gonna tell? That's what I want to know. So once we get to that point, then I have a reason to get excited or not be excited. But yeah. What up, though, Spidey Skater Boy? What up, though, Josh? He says, how would you feel if Marvel took Goblin in more of a horror direction, akin to something like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, but more eerie and fucked up? Ooh, he made me cuss on my stream. And they have Goblin look like the unused Spider-Man 1 design. I think that'd be dope. I think it would be cool. I don't want them to utilize the exact same design from the unused Spider-Man 1 film, but the unused design from Spider-Man 1, but I want something like that. I want there to be a mixture of the Ultimate and the 616. So at one point, he could be using a mask, wearing a mask, but he keeps taking the Oz serum and getting, to the point where it begins to mutate him and change him. And if he starts utilizing the other powers, that if he is taking powers, utilizing that, he's definitely got to learn magic. Norman Osborn's definitely, if Doctor Strange could do it in the comics, shoot, like that. Norman got to learn magic. Norman has to be a hypnotist. Norman has to, there's so many things that's got to go into it. Like, yo, Norman gonna be that deal, dog. People not gonna be able to mess with Norman. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. And if they took a horror approach, it would be crazy. It says, he says, rolling on floor laughing, your Mary Jane theory is retarded. Michelle is the new MJ. Mr. 2 Million, embrace it, accept it, enjoy it, man. Bro, you don't stop trolling me. You a mod and you trolling me. You lucky I remember you. He was the one that was sending my friends snaps and stuff. He be sending them ducks. Steve McQuack. Yeah. The tower was never in Avengers because the skyline for Avengers was already finished by the time Sony finished rendering Oscorp. And the the designer of Oscorp had passed away. That's the big point. The designer had passed away. They couldn't get the assets to them in time. Yes. What if Norman was like the person who tried to outrule superheroes and basically cancel superhumans, used Iron Patriot suit to show New York how he is the only one trustworthy to citizens? I don't think he's going to go the route of, I'm the hero of I think he's going to go the route of shaming the public, shaming the heroes on not being official defenders of the country, of not pledging allegiance, not being police, not being things like that. I think he'll go that route instead of the I'm the only hero. I think it'll be like those that sign up, yes, that's great. Those that don't, you're outlaws. And I have my team right here. We're the beacons of heroes of this country, the new Avengers, the new faces of superheroes in this country, and they actually are villains, which is great. It's great. Hopefully, Tom Spidey becomes more mature. Yeah, he definitely will grow. He has to grow. First of all, I think that's the point of them doing this. They want to do it, and they said this before Spider-Man: Homecoming even came out. They want to treat it like Harry Potter. Within the Harry Potter franchise, we saw firstly the films mature. Because if you look at the first Harry Potter and compare that to the last one, drastically different in tone. The first Harry Potter is all cute and yay. The last one is like death, destruction, and bones and tears. It's like crazy. There's this whole shift in tone with each film. It gets darker and more mature, and I think that's what they're gonna do. And if we later down the line, you can give me Norman Osborn in a dark, mature film where where he's scared a mess out of Spider-Man, scared a mess out. Bro, you make Green Goblin who the Green Goblin actually is. I'm telling you. Oh, it'd be great. I'm just getting excited. They get me excited. It's excitement. It says so. Tom Spidey gets too much flack, in my opinion. Let him develop and grow before comparing him to the likes of Toby. Dog, he way better than Toby and Andrew. I said it! He way better. Yep. Way better, bro. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was dog. Bro, I wish if my girlfriend was performing in a Broadway show and I'm supposed to get there, right? I get there late. Dude not gonna let me through the front door? But that's fine. I'm Spider-Man. I'm gonna climb in. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna see the show. You talking about you too much of a wimp? You can't even web swing your ass on top of the building and crawl through a window? Oh, nah. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, punk. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out. Andrew Garfield, dog. That kid was just weird, bro. Why was he written that way? He weird. How you gonna be going after your uncle's killer, right? It's serious. Oh my God. They killed my uncle. And then you find a carjacker and you're just cracking jokes on him. Like, where I thought this was a serious moment. I thought you were going after you. No, you weren't. So get him out of here. Tom Holland Spider-Man is the reason why people like Spider-Man is because he is a kid. Like, we identify with the fact that, yo, this is just a kid from Queens. Like, I identify with he is a kid. Like, he has likes. Him and his friends, they build Star Wars stuff. They watch movies. He's always talking about movies. Like, he's a normal kid. That's who Spider-Man is. That's why people like Spider-Man. There is nothing that you can identify in terms of characteristics outside of Tobey Maguire's character was a good guy, and Andrew Garfield's character was a something. It's like Tom Holland Spider-Man. He's a kid. He is. It works. For me, he's better because he's a kid. It works. He is the most relatable out of all of them. He is a kid. It works. Period. Dot. Sorry. I will be truthful. I'll be honest. If you disagree, though, let me know. I would love to hear your reasoning. I think somebody's gonna send me the high top film video again. Yes, I know about that. I can send you a video too, saying what I think is true. Everybody got their own opinion. It doesn't matter. Let's move it up. JJ's okay. If Doctor Doom can learn magic, Norman sure can. Yeah, he can, and he should. Hi, Venom just joined the stream. Do you think when we get Green Goblin in the MCU, do you think it'll be like 616 or Osborn? I think it should be a combination of the two. Meaning, so he should Hawk out in if you're talking about personality wise, I'm assuming you're talking about the Green Goblin. So he should be Goblin in a costume, taking the serum and stuff, and then eventually the serum counteracts with him and he becomes the monster. You know, he's able to turn to the monster. So yeah. Venom, any update on GTA 6? Yo, you just asked me about GTA 6, bro. I was just thinking about GTA 6. No, but let me tell you, when GTA 6 is announced, I'm going to have a field day. For those of y'all that don't know, I love the Grand Theft Auto franchise. I don't like GTA Online, but like I love it. I have a video on my channel talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 versus Cyberpunk 2077. Like Cyberpunk 2077, that is my most anticipated game right now. I cannot wait for that game. That game is going to be amazing, and I think that will be the benchmark for open world games in the next generation. I think that's going to be the stamp of like, yo, this is what you do. This is how you do it. And I think it will put CD Projekt Red on a different sphere in terms of caliber, up there with Rockstar. And Rockstar going to have to bring the heat. They're going to have to bring the heat. Also, it's a chance Grand Theft Auto 6 next year, in my opinion. I know I'm crazy, but I'm also I know something. I ain't got no inside information. I just have intuition and thoughts. You ain't put a top on my honey, bro.
Oh my God.
I just saw a gnat flying around, bro. It's crazy. Anyway, let's keep going. What if Norman creates a Civil War 2? Yeah, kind of, but I don't think it'll be heroes versus heroes. I mean, it could be some heroes on Norman's team, but I don't know. Netflix MCU has shown significant distrust of supers from citizens, so it might be nice to see that spill over into the main MCU through Norman shaming. Yeah. Not gonna lie, the Harry Potter series was pretty fantastic. Harry Potter was dope, and I think it's gonna come back. Harry Potter, I think it's gonna come back, which is nuts. What if Harry starts off as the first traditional goblin because he is tired of the abuse and his father, and Norman becomes the real actual goblin or maybe monster? I don't want Harry to be goblin. Let's keep that story away from me. No Harry as goblin. You could do the Spectacular Spider-Man route where it's like he's framed by his like father, but don't have Harry as goblin. No. I'm good on that one. Imagine they cut to the chase and Norman becomes goblin in the post-credit scene. That'd be not. I don't know. I like that. What is that chick in the back? Your girl or just a roommate? What chick?
Man.
I don't have any birds over here. Let's keep going. Spider-Man has been a kid for decades. Venom, most of his good stories were him as an adult. I agree, 100%. But also right now where we are in terms of story, like he's a kid. He's relatable. That's my whole point. He's relatable. Like Tobey Maguire, he was a good guy, but I mean, he's kind of a wimp. I'm sorry. He was a wimp, dog. He's a wimp, bro. I'm not about to, dog. No, if something is important, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm Spider-Man, bro. I can't get in to see my play. What? What? And then how you gonna keep going after this woman who like treats you like nothing, make you feel bad for feeling good? Why do you feel good? I feel bad. Like, bro. High Top Films, yeah, I knew. Evan Falarka loves to hate on Tom Spidey. Does he? I have been seeing Evan. I mean, it's kind of interesting what Evan be talking about in terms of Spider-Man, the MCU Spidey, because he's like saying it seems like he was echoing, like almost mirroring kind of what I had been saying with the Spider-Man PS4, except for I mean, I haven't really looked into Evan's real reasons for not liking the MCU. And I mean, maybe I'll look into it, but I really don't care. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't like the Spider-Man in the MCU, but I mean, ultimately, I think it doesn't matter. And I think more people like it than people who don't. And ultimately, I think they're going to do a great job. And I think they are doing a good job. There's just a progression of storytelling that's taking place, in my opinion. And I can see kind of forward where they're going or where they could go. And some people just aren't thinking from that framework, which is fine. Okay. But the Spider-Man 1 suit is undisputably the best live action suit, then Far From Home suit, then TASM 1. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, Spider-Man was a good suit. The raised webbing, though, is not Spider-Man. I mean, it is, but it's not. Like, he never had that. Why raised webbing for what? I want them to do the Edge of Time suit on the big screen. I want Spider-Man to have the Edge of Time suit. If you don't know, I can show y'all what the Edge of Time suit is, because that Edge of Time suit, boy, I tell you. Where is that? Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. That Edge of Time suit, boy, when I tell you, it is amazing. Yo, amazing. So the Edge of Time suit is, for those of you that have played Spider-Man Edge of Time, I have not. Funny, right? I have not played Spider-Man Edge of Time, but the suit looks like a woven, like somebody. Look at this. It's like it was somebody, like he sewed it. He actually sewed it. And this live action would be so cool. This live action would be dope. Look at this. Would this be cool live action? It's like, so he actually sewed it. Like, it's like a Like, now I get it. Oh, now I understand that he made the suit. Like, that'd be dope. And like, then it makes sense that there's rips in it. Because Amazing Spider-Man, he had a basketball material. Why? First of all, where you getting the basketballs from? Second, how's that ripping? That's not... No, but it makes sense when it's fabric ripping. Because it's fabric. He sewed it. Oh, you know. But whatever. Who knows? Will we get that? I don't know. Could y'all see it? Can y'all see it right there? It's like a... Yeah. That would be cool. That's what I want. But oh well. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Probably not, actually, within the MCU. But it'd be dope if, like, he was like, you know what, I'm gonna make my own stuff. Forget it. I'm done with all this. Like, you know, and then he makes his own suit, and it looks like that. That would be amazing. Great power and the responsibility that comes with it is the most important part of Spidey, and Homecoming botches that big time. But how? How does great power and great responsibility, how is that botched? The whole time, like, Peter is like, I want to save the day. I want to stop the Vulture. I have the power. With great power comes the response. Like, that's the whole point of I'm not understanding that one. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is for people who read the comics. I kind of feel like that, dude. Like, I kind of feel there's some major spectacular Spider-Man vibes that I get from it. It's just the spectacular Spider-Man, and even the Spider-Man, all of the Spider-Man TV shows. I haven't seen the new ones, but they really emphasize the fact that Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is a person with a personality and his own things. You know, within the movies, we haven't gotten that, in my opinion. Like, until now, Tom Holland Spider-Man, hey, he has a personality. He has his own likes, things like that. But we don't. I don't know. I don't know. Cyberpunk 2077 already the best game of the 20s of the 2000s. You meant, but I got you. Oh, the 20s of 2020s. Got you. I'm kind of not as fast, you know. That's ironic because many comic fans have problems with Tom Spidey-Man. Yeah, comic fans do. Comic fans have problem with like the him like living up or living in Iron Man's shadow, but I think that long term that's going to go somewhere. Because even in the comics, there was one point the looking up to Tony Stark, you know, that was there. I think things are going to evolve, you know, and some people see it, some people don't. I don't like the side cast in Homecoming. Okay. Edge of Time has a perfect suit. I actually bought an RPC suit of it. RPC, I don't know, role-playing costume. Okay. Kyle says he's been here since 2013, never leaving. Hashtag Venom Time. Venom Time gonna come back too, and it's gonna, y'all don't even know. Venom, I agree upon what you said on Spider-Man PS5, making choices in the game and having consequences, dog. That'd be so dope. I hope they do the OG Venom suit. Venom, I think it's going to have to get on Spider-Man first, and that was the reason why they didn't give him the Spider, because it has to get on Spider-Man first. So, yo, what if Venom just shows out of nowhere? That'd be funny. After credits scene, Venom is just like, what am I doing here? You know, and then it ends. That'd be funny. Thoughts on Uncle Ben's significance in the MCU? He right now doesn't have a spoken one. I think he has a influence on Peter, but an influence that we have yet to see. Within this movie, we're probably gonna get wind of it, and they're gonna probably talk about it with Tony Stark dying. It's gonna probably be like my uncle, and I don't talk about my uncle because it's hard. And then now, like, Tony. So there's probably going to be that dynamic. And then Mysterio's going to come in, and Mysterio's probably going to be evil. It's probably going to be this continued conversation of, like, the men in Peter's life not being present and showing him how to be a man. And that's probably going to tie into the whole, like, him living in people's shadow and him learning to kind of stand up. And Nick Fury, if Nick Fury is prevalent and present in the movie, could be the one to, like, bitch, you've been to space, like, You know, which is something that he said in the comics, or in the trailer. So I think, again, progression. That's why I'm so excited about where they could go. Progression, y'all. Like Spider-Man progressing, dog. Y'all, people don't know, man. They don't know about that. It's 11:50. Jeez Louise. We about to get out of here. We about to get out of here. Leonardo is too good for the MCU. You missed my other comment. Homecoming is more about proving himself than responsibility. Far From Home seems to be taking the responsibility part serious. Probably. You put way too much faith in the MCU. Maybe. I want Spidey to ditch the tech, but it wouldn't make sense because why would he stop using things that are useful? I think he's going to create his own things. He's gonna take some, but I think he's going to be creating his own things. I feel like an ideal Spider-Man game would have decision-making elements in it. Oh, man. All MCU Spidey needs are the web bombs and high-tech mask. Everything else can go. Okay. Peter takes Ben Oates' suitcase on the trip. Right, he does. That's in the trailer. Venom, I just finished fighting Mr. Negative in Spider-Man PS4. Seriously, the best game I've played. You need to play more games. If you think if Spider-Man PS4 is the best game you've played, you need to play more games. Period. I say it. Everybody else, all the other Spider-Man fans, like, oh my God, it's just like, no. Do you think Miles Morales aged during the 5-year time jump? No, I think Miles Morales is now Peter's age. Hi, Marvel. Hire me. I think the newer adaptations of Spider-Man lost the badassery of Spider-Man. He never took shit from anyone, hero, villain in the older comics. Yeah. I think Spider-Man is going to get there. He's going to get there. There's probably going to be a scene parallel later on in the franchise, parallel to when he was interrogating Aaron Davis. And, he said, "You're not good at it. You got to work on this part." There's probably going to be a scene parallel to that later on down the line where Spider-Man he interrogating somebody and it's scary and it's serious. Probably dealing with Norman Osborn when we get down to that, when things get, See what I'm see. We'll get there. We gonna get there. Amy Pascal said Far From Home is about Peter turning from a boy to a man. Hey. So yeah, he beat up the Avengers because Hawkeye made fun of him. Venom, have you played Sekiro? I have not played it. Random guy said OG channel. Hey, you already know what we do. Spider-Man Media says, do you think Evan Falarka is a clown? Are you trying to start stuff, bro? No, Evan is not a clown. What are your thoughts on The Last of Us and the new sequel? I think that's a perfect way to close this out right here. Y'all. Had to take the swig of my water real quick for this one, because let me tell you, a boy just got hot. Thinking The Last of Us. Talk about quality. Talk about the bar for PlayStation exclusives. Okay, well, you got Uncharted. Naughty Dog in general. Naughty Dog, they just do that thing. You feel me? That is what Spider-Man PS5 needs to be like. Last of Us 2. If it does not look at the same level as Last of Us 2, I'm be pissed. I'm be pissed. And now, people, Venom, you're already looking at it. Look, Venom, you're already looking at it pessimistically. No, I'm not. There are standards. There's a bar, bro. I want my favorite superhero to have a game that just is like, you feel me? If it don't got that, then, wow, that's crazy. I can see you in the reflection. That's so dope. But, I just want that same quality for my favorite hero. That's all. It's too much for me to ask. That's it. All right. Well, a few more comments. I'm not just talking about the movie. I'm saying in general comics and even the PS4 game. You're talking about Spider-Man being watered down. Yep. How long until Tom Hardy's Venom appears in the MCU? It's probably going to be after the Venom sequel. If he's not like like mentioned in this film, probably after Venom 2. So after Venom 2, then we'll get probably that cross, which would be dope. Hey Venom, do you think Mr. Negative fits more as a Daredevil villain or a Spidey villain? I think he works for either or. Oh, I want to see Daredevil and Spider-Man. That would be so. I want to see Charlie Cox's Daredevil and Spider-Man, but they're probably not going to do that. I want to see Daredevil. I want to see. They gotta have Punisher in the MCU, bro. That would be so crazy. It would be dope. Evan Floyd. All right, bro. Hakeem Butler is greater than Eva Falarka. Hakeem Butler? Who is Hakeem Butler? Are you trying to say my name? That's not right. Okay. Alright, bro. We're not about to have that conversation in my chat. We're not about to talk bad about people in my chat. So let's dead that convo. I totally agree with you about Spider-Man PS5. Love your Spidey game ideas, Venom. You and I should make us... Bro, Josh, we gotta make a video, dog. We have to. We will, Josh. We will. We gonna do a whole thing, bro. We gonna do it. Venom, I want Dr. Octopus to return to DLC and Spider-Man PS4. Dr. Octopus is gone. Let him go. They probably... Oh, my gosh. Let him go. Let him just degenerate. Let him go. Will the final question. This is my final question for the stream tonight, y'all. Will the 2020 election affect the Avengers project? No. No, it won't. Period. Dot. No. Yeah. So, y'all, this was a good stream, my people. This is a great stream. I had a blast. But now I gotta blast off. We gotta go. But let me tell you, dog, this is not the end of the conversation. I'm gonna be in that comment section below. I hope y'all are in that comment section below. I may be in the chat a little bit more after the stream. Just a little. I may be in the chat. So if y'all got some questions or something y'all want to talk about, that chat right there. If you watching this and it ain't live, thank you for watching the whole video. Thank you. Wow. My Twitter is Venom2million. Why didn't I put it on the screen? I should have. I'd normally have it on the screen. I put it on the screen in a minute. But for those of y'all that are watching this and it ain't live, I just want to thank you for watching this when it ain't live, because some people may not. It took a long time for me to get there, but eventually I did say what I had to say. Some people may not watch the whole thing, but you did, or you skipped to the end. And regardless of whatever you did, it's appreciated. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. Venom2million, as always, thanking you all for watching. Again, I'm going to be in the chat talking a little bit. We're going to be talking a little bit in chat. So for those of y'all watching live, stay in the chat. Let's be in the chat talking that good-ish, all that jazz and a bag of chips. I don't know what I'm trying to say right there. I was trying to say something. I don't know what that was. I'm trying to get my social media stuff up, but that ain't happening. So Venom2million on Twitter, Venom2million on Facebook. You see what I do? I have to add in the accent. Venom2million. Venom2. All right. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. And so you said, random guy said, I used to watch this channel when I was 9. That's so nice. Look at that. I'm sure you're not 9 now. You may be 12. Venom2million. Peace, y'all. Have a good one, y'all. Thank you all for tuning in. Peace.